In this video, we're going to show how to wire a BinMaster NCR-80 Modbus radar unit to a BinMaster DPM-100 display unit. Okay, we're going to start by connecting the wires for the NCR-80 Modbus unit first. We'll start with the RS-485 side. The blue wire here, input, is the RS-485 cable. The black wire is the 24 volt DC power cable. So we'll start with the blue wire is the positive of the RS-485, and we'll connect it to terminal number 3, which is the DO plus terminal. So we'll push the push button down on the terminal, stick the wire in and let off, and the wire is now trapped secure in that terminal. The white wire is the negative of the RS-485, and we'll put it in terminal number 4, which is D1, which is minus. So we'll push the push button down on the terminal, stick the white wire into terminal number 4 and let off, check to see that it's in there secure. Now the shield wire, the bare shield wire for the RS-485, we will not make a connection in the radar unit. It will only be connected at the other end to ground at the other end of the 485 run. So we're just going to tuck this cable, this shield cable, back out of the way. Now then, to connect the power wires, we've got a positive and negative of a 24 volt DC. We'll start with the negative wire. It'll connect to terminal number 2, which is marked negative. So we'll push the push button in, we'll stick the wire into terminal number 2, let off the button, make sure it's secure. Then we'll go with the positive wire and stick it in, push the button down and stick it into terminal number 1. And let off the button, make sure it's secure. I'm going to get that in a little further. There we go. Okay, now we're going to connect the wires to the BinMaster DPM-100 display unit. We've got 2 cables to connect. We've got the RS-485 cable that's coming from the radar unit. It'll connect to this center terminal, which is the Modbus port, and we've got the this is a 115 volt display unit, so we've got a 115 volt power cord to connect to the power terminals. On the RS-485 port, this is actually for a 4-wire RS-485, but we can use it on a 2-wire RS-485 system. Using it on a 2-wire, we have to make a jumper between the 2 positive terminals, which is terminal number 1 and terminal number 4. That's what the red wire jumper's doing. And then we also need to put a jumper between terminal number 2 and terminal number 3, which is what the black wire's doing. You can see on terminal, or you might be able to see on terminal number 1 and terminal number 2, there's a line above the DI for data in and the DO for data out. That's the negative terminal, whereas the terminals number 1 has DI for data in and terminal number 4 as DO for data out with no line above them. That's to indicate a positive terminal. So we'll start with the RS-485 wiring. We can connect it to either, we've got to connect the positive to either one of the positive terminals, so we can connect it to terminal 4 or to terminal 1. Just to make it easier, I'm going to remove the relay terminal. So I'm going to connect the blue positive wire to terminal number 4, which is the one of the 2 positive terminals. Make sure that's tight. And then the white negative wire, I'm going to connect to terminal number 3, which is one of the 2 negative terminals. Okay, I want to make sure that both wires are secure and that the jumper wires are secure in there. They were already tight too. Terminal 1 and terminal 2 were already tight. Now here we are going to connect the bare shield wire. We're going to connect it to the ground terminal right here. Now, I'm not going to tighten it just yet because I'm going to now connect the power cable, and the green ground wire for the power cable can also be connected in this terminal number 5, which is the ground connection. So that's tight. Make sure those are in there secure. Then I'm going to connect the neutral wire to the first terminal here. It doesn't really matter the polarity on these two wires, which one's the neutral and which one's the hot conductor. I'm going to connect then the black hot conductor to the other terminal of the power terminal. Make sure those are in there secure. And now, if we're not going to show how to connect the relay terminals in this video, but this particular module has 2 sets of relay contacts. That's what this terminal's for. Okay, we've finished all the wiring connections and buttoned the units up and powered them up, and the DPM 100 has been programmed to display the distance in feet that we're getting a reflection from. So as I take the radar and I move it to a different target, you can see that the distance reading just changed on it.